What's going on, guys? It's been a while, I know, but I'm back with another video because, as you've probably seen and I've seen, a lot of riders in the pro peloton are using a more aero optimized hood lever position on their road bikes. And I was curious to try this out for myself, so I thought I would just make a video documenting how it goes, how I set it up and how it feels. So what am I talking about? Two riders stand out that use this. First rider being Taco van der Hoorn. And you can see here the position he's got these hoods in. So pointed inwards and also pointed down a little bit to make himself comfortable when he's in his aero position on the hoods. So let's see, what's he actually doing to get himself in that position? So main thing here, the lever's obviously pointed inwards towards the head unit, but also, thing I've noticed, guys running them down. Other rider that I've seen doing it is Juan Aysuo here. You can see super narrow setup and he's got the levers pointed in. And you can see like his is super extreme. You can see again the drop where he's got the hoods further down on the handlebars. And you can see how aggressively they're pointed in here. Like this is pretty nuts. It's very aggressive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hop on the bike, set up my bike, similar to this, and we'll see how it feels. All right, so this is my current hood position. Riding in more of an upright position here, pretty comfortable. So usually when I'm getting aero in the hoods, I move my hands and do sort of a claw position like this. So I'll get adjusting and we'll see how it goes. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to unwrap this lovely bar tape because I can't get the levers down far enough. That's pretty. This is gonna be, oh, I'm not convinced this is gonna be comfortable. Apparently, this is what everyone's doing. Initial impressions are, it feels really uncomfortable on my hands, but it is sort of pulling me forward almost, pulling me downward. It's just, my body is just wanting to move forward. You've definitely got the support of the forearm there, like sort of on that part of the handlebar. That's pretty comfortable actually. You know, if you move your hands around so you've got your fingers on either side of the lever, you can sort of use the back part of your wrist. Never over torque your levers, because that means if you crash, the levers won't move in and you'll snap the lever off, whereas you just torque them to spec. When you crash and you hit the lever, it'll just move in, it won't break. Alrighty, there we have it. Bar tape needs a bit of work, but let's get out on the road. To be honest, I'm really not hopeful. I just don't see how this is gonna be comfortable in my hands, but I'll get out on the road, give it a test, and report back. Okay, I've been out and tested it. Easiest way for me to explain my thoughts is to go through a pros and cons. First one is that it is more comfortable when you're in the aero position. When you're in that position where you've got your hands hooked onto the levers just with 1 or 2 fingers on each, and you're using the back part of your forearm resting on the handlebars, it is more comfortable when your hoods are really tilted in. You've got that position of support. The other pro I found is that having the levers tilted down does encourage you to ride more in your aero position. It almost is pulling you forward, encouraging you to stay in your aero position as opposed to riding more upright. Before I get to the cons, one thing I wanted to note in terms of aerodynamics, looking at myself from the side and also from the front, I don't think there's much difference aerodynamically in terms of what's saved. I can pretty much ride in the exact same position regardless of where my hoods are, in terms of my back angle, in terms of my arm and shoulder position, how narrow I can get. It's all pretty similar. So I don't think doing this to get a pure aerodynamic saving in terms of the position overall is a big win. I think the win comes from how comfortable you can be when you're in that position. Now moving on to the cons, there's 2 big ones here. The first one being that I just don't feel like this is safe because I'm much more likely for my hands to slip off. I noticed this when I was out, I hit a stick and my hand almost slipped off the bars, which is a common way people crash. And that's from having the levers tilted downwards. It's just, you don't have much grip, you've got all your weight on them, and then you hit a bump, and there's just not much holding your hands on when they're tilted down. So I really didn't like that aspect. Other con is that it's just not comfortable when you're in your normal riding, more upright position. The position that it has your wrists in when they're sort of tilted down is just not comfortable. I mean, even if I did look up Taco Van Hoorn on Google Images, and it does appear that pretty much all the time when he's riding, he's got that hooked position where he's just got one finger around the hoods. And yes, it's comfortable when you're aero, but you can't access the brakes like that. And I don't really want to be forced to ride around in that position all the time. So I will actually keep my hoods pointed in. I do like that position. The benefits are good and it doesn't have many cons, but I will be running them in a more natural, flat or slightly upward pointing position, which I feel is more comfortable on my wrists. If you've watched this far in the video, thank you very much. It helps the video out a lot. And just a little Easter egg, a little commentary on my own position. You can see here that if I wanted to get more aero in this setup, it doesn't really matter what position I hold the hoods in, I would just need narrower bars. These are 40 mil wide bars, and you can see that my forearms and my upper arms are sitting out wider than my thighs. So if I did want to improve my aerodynamics, I would definitely need some 38s or 36s just to pull in my elbows in line with my hips and my thighs. That's all for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.